Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me, what's the most natural way to get sunlight over the mall?
Lightbridge, reflectors, and spotlight, bruh.
I know it's Lightbridge. I don't have Lightbridge money. I'm just asking, like, what's the cheapest way?
Yeah. Oh, you want me to say mirrors?
Yeah, I'm talking about mirrors.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Those €5,
You
$5
botched it,
Amazon
okay?
mirrors,
You
man.
botched. Alright, the premise of the video is simple. This is the scene. I want to get a slash of light, kind of like the one you're seeing right now, but I want to kind of get it in a better way, I guess, more of a slash, like a more of a natural slash. And I am going to be comparing a couple of different ways of doing this. I have the cheap Amazon mirrors that I bought for like €5, and I'm just going to place them over there. I'm just going to bounce the light from here to that, and then going to get that, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. We're going to do this with the Molus B300 with the Fresnel attached, bouncing it from the mirrors. Molus B300 with a 35-degree reflector with the barn doors and without the barn doors, and Molus B300 with a 55-degree reflector with and without the barn doors. Also Molus B300 bare bulb. And then I'm going to place the light where the mirror is, and I'm going to try to get this again shape with the 55-degree reflector with the barn doors, 35-degree reflector with the barn doors, and for now with the barn doors and bare bulb. And we're gonna just compare how everything looks, how natural everything looks, or how unnatural everything looks. Now, two things that I want to add though before I start to this whole experiment, and those are spotlights and Lightbridge reflectors. And I'm going to explain after that what mirrors do. Why do we use mirrors? Spotlight attachments are kind of a very good thing for this because you can get the light there where the mirror is, and then you can just create a shape with the gobos, and it's just a spotlight attachment, so like it's a projector, so you don't get the fall off and stuff like that. So it would be a much easier way to get kind of a look that I'm looking for. Or you can also bounce with the spotlight from the mirrors, and that would also be a lot better to control, a lot easier to control. But I do not own a spotlight attachment. I have a couple of friends who own them, but I did not reach out to them in time because it was kind of a spur of the moment idea that I had. And again, with the Lightbridge reflectors, in normal professional environments, if you're using mirrors, really, you would do this thing with those Lightbridge reflectors. I think everyone may have heard. They're kind of mirrors, but they're kind of a more professional, on-set use mirrors. Again, I do not own them. A couple of friends own them, but I did not reach out in time. But I think that will also be a pretty good comparison to make with those. With those and with the spotlight attachments, but that might be another video. So, this video would just be like this. But those are two big things that I wanted to add, and kind of the big elephant in the room, I guess. And just so you know. Now let's talk about mirrors for a second and why we use them. Couple of things. So if we talk about how mirrors work, it kind of means that when we have a light here and when we have a mirror right here, and when I just bounce that light off of that mirror, it kind of means that I have my light on the other side of the mirror in the exact same distance, and it would just give me this like kind of extra distance to say, kind of like this mirror dimension, inception, flash kind of thing. And why we like this is because of two things. First of all, this distance gives us kind of a more natural this feel of this distance kind of gives us a more natural fall off to the light, because I don't know if you know about light fall off, but light falls off very fast from if this is the source, light falls off very fast here, and then it just slows down. Like the fact that we have our light not just where we have it, but just outside the mirror, which just means that we have a more natural light fall off. Or you're in a space that is just tight and you cannot fit anything, or really like you're in a job and it's really like high up and you cannot get a crane up, because not everyone can get a crane up. It would be a really good idea to use mirrors, because it kind of gives us, okay, if I place my mirror in the right position and my light in the right position, it would mean I have a light outside my window kind of a situation. I hope that makes sense. I hope that is understandable, but that is why a lot of people love mirrors, and Lightbridge reflectors are also great for that. But if you don't have money, I guess €5 cheap Amazon mirrors might do. All right, so now you can see the mirrors. Those are the Amazon mirrors that I bought. They're just big, just just like mirrors, and I just attach them to, I just like tape them to cardboard thing that I made, because one wasn't enough because they're really small. I'm going to be using that, and the light is going to be bouncing there, and then that's going to create a cool looking slash of sunlight there. Hopefully, we're gonna see. Safety first, always. That's a good thumbnail right there. So alright, let's talk about endnotes. First things first, I think this is the best way to do this right now with the equipment that I have. This is how I would do it, and this is how I normally do it. If you ever see me there, and then with the slash of light there, this is how I normally get that. I think a couple of reasons why mirrors didn't work and did work in the same thing. First of all, mirrors did work in a sense that I think they did get a more, I'm gonna say, more natural feeling. I know the shape was weird, but it did feel still a little, they just still felt more, I guess, real in a sense. Maybe because I was just using them. So I think the problem was, and I know the problem is this. You can see how the mirror really doesn't, how up it this is. I think with a normal mirror, I think with a good mirror and with a plain surface, like really like straight surface, I think you can get it looking very good. And I think that could be my next challenge, to actually do that. And like, I've done it in a job, but I would like to, damn it, I would still like to do it at home again too, just to, you know, to try it out. And you know, that would be a good thing if I'm just shooting something on my own. But this is just, unfortunately, did not work. Cool. Again, I think Spotlight would be a great thing for this, but honestly, this works great. Like, a couple of things that don't feel natural about this is the fall off, because it's like still very straight. It's not super straight, but it's still kind of straight, so it just doesn't feel natural. I mean, shadows don't match. You can see that on the lamp there. The shadows really don't match that. And then you can see how strong it is like right there, and to how not strong it is like right here, and how the fall off is in by the cactus. Like it just doesn't really feel natural. And I think it should be all even, or it's like kind of nearly even. Oops. It should still fall off in the cactus area, but it should not be so strong. The fall off should not be so strong with that. Which again, I think could be done better with a better, still cheap, but a better mirror, like better constructed mirror thing here, or with a Lightbridge reflector, or an alternative or a spotlight attachment. But I think still this has done a very good job of proving me, and hopefully proving to you, that this is a viable way. It just needs a little bit of tweaking. You know, I think it needs, yeah, a day of tweaking. I would say that, like a day. Like, give me a day. I gotta make this. I gotta get new mirrors, maybe a little bigger, a little better quality. Maybe not just like €5, and actually like 20, 30 euros, and kind of a big one, and then find a better way. And I think it's just about an experiment thing, and I think that would be a really viable way of doing stuff like this. But again, if you like in the industry, you can, if you can buy or rent Lightbridge stuff, I think those are much better. But for smaller stuff, I think this works great. All right, I'm thinking if I should do my intro again right now, or am I gonna leave it? Let's do it again. All right. And with, yeah, you know what? It's just good. It's good.